All right. So Canelo fans making yet another excuse to why Bud dominated him in their mega bout, saying that Bud's gloves were bigger than Canelo's. First off, this makes no sense because bigger gloves mean slower gloves, and bigger gloves mean more padded gloves, less impact. The smaller the gloves get, the higher the impact, right? That's why you see a lot of knockouts at welterweight and below because they're wearing 8 ounces. So right there is a major hole in their excuse making. But I understand why someone would look at Bud's gloves and be like, hmm, what's going on here? Because Terrence Crawford, his gloves always look funny. They look different. The reason why is because they are different. Terrence usually wears these gloves with a lot of space, like a lot of width and a lot of length where his hand is because he has huge hands. Bud Crawford has NBA sized hands. And he also has a 75-inch reach. If he happened to be 6'2" instead of 5'8", with his athleticism and his work ethic, he probably would have been in the NBA or overseas or G League, you know? But he's 5'8", with basketball hands, Kawhi Leonard hands, and a 75-inch reach. So I think that Bud gets custom gloves made to accommodate the extra space that his hands take up. Because if you have on a regular size glove and you have huge hands, your hand's going to be cramped up and smothered up, and you're probably going to have some issues. You might even break your hand because it's going to be in a bad position. So that's just something that I'm hypothesizing. I don't necessarily know it to be true, but I understand why somebody would look at Bud's gloves. Because even in the Spence fight, people were looking at him like, wait, what? Then you look at the fight in Evanescence, when he fought David Evanescence, and his gloves actually exploded. So there's been a glove gate on Terrence Crawford for some time now. But in my opinion, he wears those gloves that look extremely long to accommodate his long hands. No diddy. That's just what it is. Now, were his gloves bigger than Canelo's? I don't think so. Oh, excuse me. I don't think so. You know why? Because they have regulations. They have to agree. They fought at 168. At 168, they wear 10-ounce gloves. Both parties. But if Bud was dumb enough to wear 12-ounce gloves, he would not be at an advantage. He'd be at a disadvantage. The heavier the glove, the slower the punch. The heavier the glove, the less impact on the punch. So don't let any of Canelo's supporters, fanboys, don't let any of his pseudo wives try to convince you that Bud's gloves were bigger than Canelo's. They weren't. But y'all let me know what y'all think.